Thank you for joining us here on News 4 on what is a wet and also dangerous day because of flooding across the tri-state. I'm Adam Cooperstein.
And I'm Gilma Avalos. Governor Kathy Hochul has declared a state of emergency for the greater New York City area because of the heavy rain. She's calling this a life-threatening event.
And take a look right here. These are the conditions in Hoboken this morning, where News 4's Tracy Strahan sent in this video. You see the street flooding at 2nd and Willow there.
And that is the subway station at Court Square in Queens. We have reports of subway troubles from across the area, a mess of a morning commute. There is limited service on several lines, some suspensions as well, including on Metro North, the Harlem and New Haven lines.
You seen it? Yeah. Wow.
Don't want to be on the FTR right now. This is a look at a passenger stuck in an Uber sending this in. And remember to be careful as you make your way around the area. Definitely stay in if you can, because the roads right now and public transportation are a mess and dangerous.
And we do have live Storm Team 4 coverage from across the area, Queens to Manhattan and New Jersey. But we start in the Weather Center with Storm Team 4's Dave Price. Dave?
All right, keep in mind, we're at 11 o'clock. We have an entire day, an overnight, and a morning to get through before all is said and done. A flood watch in effect through Saturday morning. We could continue to see rainfall rates at 1 to 2 inches an hour. 2 to 4 inches of totals, not uncommon at all. That's going to be a generalized number, even on the high side of this. And 5 to 8, we are going to see that in several locations around the region. We have flash flood alerts right now. Again, that's where we could see higher rainfall rates. That's where we could see more significant rainfall totals. And again, advisories also posted through the region. The radar network right now picking up the flash flood warnings. Their expiration times, not the important thing, because they very well may be extended. But you can see widely scattered around the metropolitan area through at least 11 o'clock, most likely beyond, all the way up through Westchester, all the way out into northern New Jersey, up into Fairfield County through the afternoon as well. And you can see some significant and heavy rain rolling through sections of northern Westchester right now, including Bedford, Mount Kisco, pushing into Ridgefield, right along Route 35 as you head in that direction. There is danger, there is flooding, no matter where you are outside at this hour and through the afternoon. If you look at some of the estimated rainfall totals right now, you can see in and around the region as we head into Brooklyn and Queens, anywhere from 3 to 4.5 inches of rain over the past 12 hours. And again, let's do a timestamp. Right now, it's 11 o'clock, and we have until probably tomorrow at noon before the rain begins to depart. So with this as our precursor, with what we're anticipating will happen over the next 24 hours, what do you need to do and what precautions do you need to take? Well, let's go over to Vi right now for more on that. Vi.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, let's start out with the areas of most concern right now, where we're seeing all of these flash flood warnings that extend from the boroughs all the way up into parts of Connecticut. Now, this warning that includes Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens of particular concern because it carries a considerable potential for damage tag. That means anywhere from 3 to 5 inches have fallen in that area alone, with a couple of additional inches possible. And that's exactly why that is the area where we're sort of seeing this bullseye setup. A moisture plume moving from south to north, just keeping these downpours over that same area. And that's why this is the area most likely to see flash flooding throughout the day. Let's talk a little bit about what you can expect. Now, through the course of the day, of course, or on days like today, rather, we tend to see this a lot. 6 inches of water, enough to stall a compact car. You see it in all of the videos we've already shown. But it's very important to remember that just 12 inches of water is enough to sweep away most vehicles. These are very dangerous conditions. And I did want to point out, flooding is the second deadliest weather phenomenon. Not trying to be alarmist. It is just reality. Heat is number 1. And flash flooding is number 2, so it's very important that you're taking this seriously and not heading out on the roads, especially unless you absolutely have to. So we talked a little bit about the impacts on the flooded roads. Of course, property damage, unfortunately, is likely to be expected for businesses and also personal property. And of course, the threat to life. Basement apartments in particular are, of course, particularly vulnerable in these situations. And unfortunately, we've been seeing some of those issues in Brooklyn in particular. So heavy rain continues to move from south to north. So we're seeing that setup. Interior sections of New Jersey, again, just seeing some light rain. So this is very concentrated right now. And we're hoping that through the afternoon, we can get this to break up a little bit. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Vi, thank you. You mentioned the danger on the roads. One of the areas in that bullseye you showed us, Hoboken. News 4's Tracy Strahan is there live. And I know even a little bit of rain can flood Hoboken. What's it look like now, Tracy?
Yeah. Well, Hoboken's definitely being Hoboken right now. I'm standing in about 5 inches of water here at Newark and Garden Streets. And you can see flooding an issue all throughout this intersection. Now, you see in the distance there that sign. They've put this up recently saying, watch for water on the road. That arm is down, not allowing traffic there. But still, the city is telling me that flooding on the streets is their biggest issue right now. There's several street closures all throughout Hoboken right now as this rain has been coming down since about 7 this morning is when it came down heavily. Now, they're urging people to avoid all unnecessary travel and not to move or drive around any of the barricades that are up. But they're still trying to keep pace with this storm. So some of the barricades aren't even up just yet. Now, we saw a lady that tried to walk through water, had to dump water out of her boots. We also spoke to a man who said he just wasn't willing to risk it through this water. Are you surprised by what you see?
No, not really. I think about a couple weeks ago we had a very similar situation. I just wasn't expecting kind of right now 2nd Street to be flooded this quickly, so.
The Office of Emergency Management is reminding residents not to walk or drive around the barricades once again. Stranded vehicles can impede those emergency responses. And even right now, as we bring you back live, we're hearing a lot of sirens from vehicles. You even see that Audi is on a tow truck right now. Likely something that was flooded. Oscar, if you can give us a look at this Lexus again. We were showing it earlier today. That has to be in about a ½ foot of water right now, easily 6 inches if we're standing in it right now. So stranded cars are going to be an issue. They also said that discounted parking is in the mix. $5 parking in all of the lots all throughout Hoboken today. People trying to get their vehicles to higher ground and avoid some of this. We're live in Hoboken this morning. Tracy Strahan, News 4 New York.
Okay, Tracy, thank you. Let's head across the river now. The MTA is saying subway service is extremely limited because of the heavy rain. News 4's Jen Maxfield live in Washington Heights with a look for us there. Jen.
That's right. And Adam, the MTA calling the system right now severely disrupted, many suspended lines and delays on the lines that are running. The MTA had set up its 24-hour situation room, but simply not able to keep up right now with all of this rain and the water on the tracks. Take a look at some of this video. We're going to start with Court Square. This is in Long Island City, Queens. You can see the water just pouring down the walls of the station there. And of course, some of that water getting onto the tracks and making it very challenging for subways to run on time or even at all. 34th Street also encountering some major issues on the subways there. Some areas of the train platform taped off because so much water was leaking in. And at Rockefeller Center, similar concerns, similar issues for commuters. With so much water above ground, it is just leaking down into the subway system and causing major issues for anyone trying to use the subway system or even some of the regional train lines that the MTA operates today. Even commuters trying to walk to the bus or walk to the subway encountering big problems because it has just been torrential rain for hours now. We spoke with some of the commuters trying to get around this morning. Let's take a listen to what they told us.
I'm from India, so at there it's normal. Heavy rain is normal thing there.
This is like monsoon season?
Yeah.
And I am a student of musical theater dance, and I really don't want to miss my classes. So the rain is totally worth it, but yeah, it's crazy.
And you heard that gentleman who just moved here from India a month ago referring to this as being very similar to monsoon season there. But again, just serious rain for people trying to get around. The MTA advising that the lines are not running on time, the ones that are running, and many lines are suspended as well. The MTA, through their social media and their website, has a list of all of the impacted lines right now, but certainly a good day to stay home if you are able to. That's the latest live from Washington Heights. I'm Jen Maxfield, now sending it back to you.
Jen, thank you. That rain making a mess of a commute, not just on the roads and the rails, of course, but impacting air travel as well. News 4's Andrew Siff is at LaGuardia Airport, where there's flooding in Terminal A. Andrew.
Right. The impact on air travel at the moment isn't because the rain is halting flights. It's because this one terminal that you just mentioned, that's Terminal A here at LaGuardia, has flooding both on the roadway leading to the terminal and inside the terminal itself. Take a look at some of the video, and as a result, you've got people who are hoping to fly out or who just landed who've had to evacuate that terminal. And what people have done is they've had to walk about a half a mile to the access road and wait either for an Uber, a cab, or a bus. And some folks tell us what they've been going through.
Notification that it was delayed an hour, so hopefully it actually takes off.
And then your taxi couldn't even take you to the terminal?
The M60 wouldn't let us get, yeah, he told us we got kicked off all the way back there on the highway to walk to Terminal A.
Oh, we got to Terminal A,
And then what happened?
Frontier's canceled. So we had to walk through the slight river that they had in front of Terminal A, soaked our feet, and then come back.
And you heard from the first passenger that you just heard from. She talked about the M60, which is normally the bus that takes you to LaGuardia, letting people out closer to the Grand Central Parkway. That is a lengthy walk just to get to a terminal that is closed due to flooding. Just to give you some insight as to what's happening here at LaGuardia at this hour. And again, with so much rain still ahead, unclear when they'll be able to reopen Terminal A. That's the latest live at LaGuardia. Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
Wow, can't believe those images inside Terminal A and that flooding, Andrew. Thank you so much. Let's move now to Westchester. We've had a lot of the attention focused on the 5 boroughs, but News 4's Mark Santia is in Mamaroneck. How's it looking there, Mark?
Yeah, Adam, we're starting to see flooding throughout Mamaroneck. Take a live look here. You can see this is on Ralph Avenue, Elliott Avenue. This is a resident's backyard. You see buckets floating, the chairs, the picnic tables. There's the resident there. He's dealing with the basement. Now, all that water has to go somewhere. So Katie's going to walk with me, excuse me. Katie's walking with me. All that water from the backyard is flooding right now through this home, Adam, and it's coming out the other side. You take a look right here. You can see the floodwaters coming through. Homes here in Mamaroneck are beginning to flood. Now, the homeowner told me they have a sump pump, but Adam, it just can't keep up with this amount of rain. Deputy Mayor Trustee Lou Young here. We're going to have a quick talk with Lou. Deputy Mayor, tell me, what are you seeing right now? You've been around, you've been driving around. What are you seeing? What's your message to residents?
Coming up. I mean, you can see, if you look right over here, you can see this guy's basement is underwater, and he's pumping it out. And that you just can't, you can't stay ahead of something like this. And we've just spent a lot of money dredging and clearing the rivers. It has helped, but we can't stop this.
Lou, Deputy Mayor, Mamaroneck Avenue Elementary School just had an early dismissal. Kids are going home, so taking action, getting people out, getting people off the roads.
Right. Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're going to get the kids out of here, but people live here. This is these are their homes, and this is where after Ida we had so much misery for people who literally lost their homes. The waters came up into their living quarters. So every inch we can keep this down means that fewer people will be affected. These folks right near the river, they're going to get it, but how bad are they going to get it? And then where will the water stop? That's the other part of it. So we have to do as much as we can. We literally have to do everything at once yesterday.
I know you're very busy. You have to go check out some other areas. For residents watching right now, what's your message if they're along the Sheldrake or along the rivers here? What's your message to people?
We have live river cams up now. We've got 5 of the 6 are operating. You can see, well, you can see it. We already know it's here now, so there's no point looking at, staring at those. But you know that the time to act is now. Get what you can to higher ground. And keep yourself safe. You don't want to drive through this because manhole covers will come up in this kind of flooding. And if you're walking through the water and you step in an open manhole, you're done. That's it. I mean, you and I get that training from having covered floods, but regular people think, oh, it's a street, I can walk in it. No, you shouldn't, you can't. Plus, there's the electricity issue. There's a lot going on here. And we have streets closed off. We have relief centers standing by. We have our entire staff on emergency overtime, and we're hoping that we can get through this without a repeat of what happened a few years ago.
Deputy Mayor, thank you for your time. We appreciate you. Again, you just heard Deputy Mayor Lou Young saying, get what you can to higher ground, especially along Boston Post, Mamaroneck area. Get what you can to higher ground. Don't head out if you don't have to go out. We're seeing heavy flooding on the roads now, Adam. So, again, if you can hunker down, stay home, get some stuff up, because, again, you see these poor residents here, what they're dealing with. That's just, they're pumping out water right now from the basement. But the problem is with this rain coming, they just can't keep up. So we're going to send it back. Gilman, let's send it back to you in the studio.
Mark, thank you. A really important message from the deputy mayor there that can apply to several other areas. Stay safe. News 4's Gabi Acevedo joins us from Woodhaven in Queens, where a tree fell on a house there, leading to some structural concerns. Gabi.
Gilma, we have a situation here, an emergency in Woodhaven, where the rain has been persistent over the past 5 hours. Take a look at the debris after a roof collapse. The Department of Buildings is actually here at the scene. They just placed a vacant order for this commercial building where a roof came down at a Herbalife store located on 98th Street near Jamaica Avenue. No one was injured, but the roof collapsed, destroying the contents inside the store, bringing down the canopy with some signs that serve as a label with the name of the place. The Department of Buildings says that they're conducting a structural stability inspection at this hour of the single-story commercial building following a partial roof collapse. Again, no injuries have been reported, but the owner of the store is a woman who tells News 4 that around 6 a.m. the roof started shaking, and just after 8 a.m. parts of the structure began to fall down. Neighbors that live next to the store say they jumped out of their beds, startled by the sound of the roof crashing down. At one point, Adam and Gilma, we saw crews working on shutting off the gas source to this building while inspectors made sure that the overall structure was stable. The owner of the store, Mariana Abreu, was visibly shaken. She spoke to us in her native Spanish.
Me salvé de puro milagro. Yo escuché un trueno muy fuerte, me fijé para el techo venía cayéndose.
That woman, Mariana Abreu, saying that it's a miracle that she came out alive. She was the only one inside the store at that hour. No customers were in. She was preparing the products for the day, a Herbalife store, so some smoothies, some fruits, and then that's when she says the roof came down. I can also tell you, Adam, as we bring you back here to the scene, that the woman, Mariana Abreu, was just loaded into an ambulance. Firefighters arrived at the scene, EMS also present at the scene along with DOB officials, and that woman was just taken into an ambulance. She looked visibly shaken, Adam and Gilma. She was still feeling the pressure and the intensity of what happened. EMS technicians took her vital signs. Again, she saved no injuries, but she was crying about the loss of property, which is major. And another point, Gilma and Adam, DOB officials tell us at the scene that they're getting these types of calls of roof collapses and the weight of the water coming in on top of structures. So keep that in mind, and things keep popping around New York City. Reporting live from Woodhaven, Gabi Acevedo, News 4 New York. Back to you.
Gabi, thank you. Certainly startling for that business owner, and it paints this picture. Governor Hochul warned because of this rain, this could be a life-threatening situation. We are happy to report that this business owner is safe.
So lucky. We've seen these horrifying images all across the tri-state. Let's get to our Storm Team 4 team coverage now, beginning with Dave Price, where the astounding amount of rainfall, Dave, that we got in such a short period of time, and it's not even over yet.
No, there's more to come. Adam, Gilma, friends at home, here's where we begin. Yesterday at this time, I showed you a graphic that said this was the 13th wettest September in 141 years. Now, actually, since we've been keeping records, as of today, at just 11 a.m., this is now the second wettest September in 141 years. We have recorded since midnight 5 inches of rain in New York City. 5 inches of rain in New York City. And if you look around the area, Somerville at about 2 inches. Some of these numbers now still have not been updated, but you can guess that there is a large swath where those numbers are very similar. These are estimated rainfall totals within the last 12 hours or so. And if you look at sections of Brooklyn and into Queens and up into Westchester, there is a significant corridor where we've seen 4 inches plus or close to that amount. 3.8 inches right around JFK. If you take a look at the 495 corridor, 3.5 inches in that direction. Just as we look to areas to the north, right around New Rochelle, 3.5 inches. Right around City Island, 3.5 inches. And if you take a look at roadways like the Hutch, the Bronx River Parkway, the Sawmill, as we head up in that direction, they don't handle a short amount or a short supply of rain, let alone what we've seen. Now, these are month-to-date rainfall totals versus normal. 8.7 inches versus 4. Now, once we stack today's numbers onto these totals, we are going to wind up with significantly anomalistic totals, and that's why the governor has made her declarations of a state of emergency in the area. We have several flash flood warnings. Do not worry or concern yourself with when they expire. They cover areas of New Jersey, into Westchester, into Connecticut, and over the city. And I anticipate with rain continuing to fall at a heavy rate, these are going to expand and these are going to be extended as we head through the next several hours. This is the wider picture. Now you know what's happening. Let's anticipate what's going to go on as we head into the rest of the day and tomorrow morning. For more on that, let's go to Violetta.
Yeah, the concentration has just been remarkable. We mentioned some of those totals, but again, interior New Jersey and up across the Hudson Valley, we're talking less than an inch in many spots. We've just had this relentless rain here across Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. We're starting to see this shift a little bit to the east. Again, this is very slight, so maybe a break in the rain here in Hudson County, places like Hoboken that, of course, need that break with that rain shifting uptown. Brooklyn getting a bit of a break right now as well, but Queens, it is still raining heavily. And that, of course, extends north well into Connecticut and all the way up into Poughkeepsie. Again, just some very light scattered showers here across the rest of New Jersey. So it's pretty remarkable. We have this low offshore that's going to be strengthening as it lifts away. We have a low behind it as well that's sort of helping to support that moisture plume and keep that moisture moving into the area. So that's why we're seeing these repeated downpours over a lot of these same locations. Here's 5 o'clock on our hour-by-hour forecast, for example. Maybe we start to see some more breaks in the rain, but still plenty of moisture to work with here. And we'll continue to see scattered, locally heavy rainfall through the afternoon, through tonight. By Saturday morning at 7. Still not rain-free, but perhaps not seeing that same torrential rain. It should be much lighter. And then we finally clear things out from west to east by about noon. And the rest of Saturday afternoon will finally be quieter. So our flood watch in effect through Saturday morning. Again, do not head out on those roads unless you absolutely have to. We're seeing several inches of rain already. And this is what we could potentially see in addition to what's already on the ground. Again, 3 to 4 inches still possible here these next couple of hours. Less so the farther inland that you are across far northwestern New Jersey and up toward Liberty, Pike, Sullivan, and Ulster County. So again, Saturday morning at least is still going to be wet, and then we're going to clear things out through the afternoon. Sunday looks great. We're really going to need that break, of course, as we head into the second part of the weekend. Your exclusive 10-day forecast showing that rain lingering into Saturday morning, and then again, just what we need at this point, a nice break with several days of dry weather, and temperatures will be warming as well. Adam Gilman, back to you.
Like the sound of quiet and a break after this. News 4's Andrew Siff at LaGuardia Airport. We want to check back in with him. Significant impact there in Terminal A due to flooding. Andrew, those images were just astonishing.
Yeah, and this is a pretty surreal scene because people are still arriving here by Uber, taxi, and bus. They're getting out of their cabs right behind me here, only to hear an announcement from a Port Authority police officer that the terminal is closed. Many people are hearing that announcement after their cabs have left, so they're left standing in the rain. We want to show you inside of that terminal once again, and you can see flooded out corridors near Frontier Airlines, also impacting Spirit Airlines. Again, the flooding inside the terminal and also the roadway that is right off of 82nd Street in East Elmhurst, Queens, that comes off the Grand Central. There's like a loop roadway that goes in front of Terminal A, so that's flooded. The terminal itself is flooded, and a bit of a chaotic scene as some folks have been told to leave the terminal and they're not exactly sure where to go. We did see about 100 people squeeze onto a terminal-to-terminal shuttle bus taking them to Terminal B, not necessarily for another flight, but to give them someplace warm and dry to wait. That's the situation. You can hear and even see planes behind us. They're still taking off and landing, but the terminal itself here at Terminal A is closed. We're live at LaGuardia. Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
And Andrew, you started to explain this situation, really tough for travelers because they're not learning about this impact until their Uber or cab has already dropped them off. What are passengers being asked to do? What road can they take with this impact to them?
Well, there may be some of the confusion may be that the flights themselves are not necessarily canceled. We talked to one passenger who got a notification that her flight was delayed for an hour. So that didn't tell her not to come to the airport. But the Port Authority has sent social media messages that the terminal is closed. Not crystal clear what someone's supposed to do if they're told their flight is just an hour late. Obviously, it's a very fluid situation and the weather is continuing to deteriorate, but it's not crystal clear for travelers what they're supposed to do out of this terminal in particular. So as we indicated, a lot of folks just trying to get inside the airport somewhere else and then maybe work with the airlines to get out some other way.
Andrew Siff, yeah. I mean, and not only that, Andrew, thank you so much for that look from LaGuardia where Terminal A is closed. But Gilma, on top of all that, they're stuck in limbo out in the rain when they get dropped off, not knowing what to do next. We have News 4's Jen Maxfield on the scene live for us in Washington Heights, where we've been telling you about the severe disruptions to subway service. Metro North has issues as well. Jen, what's the update right now on mass transit and what you're seeing there?
Well, Adam, in the MTA's own words, the system is severely disrupted because of this torrential rain that we have been getting. We're here at the 157th Street station. This is the one train, one of the lines that are running delayed right now. But we came here around 3 o'clock this morning because this is a station that historically has had major flooding issues with rain, water tumbling down the steps and making it almost impossible for commuters even to walk through it. And what we've seen this morning is reminiscent of that, but at other subway stations. So let's take a look at some of the video we have here to show you. This is we're going to start with Court Street. This is in Long Island City. This is you can see the rainwater just pouring down the side of the subway station there. And as a result, of course, the water also getting onto the tracks and either canceling or slowing down trains, making it very difficult to run New York's subway system. 34th Street also having issues, parts of the platform needing to be taped off to block commuters from going there because of the volume of water coming in. And at Rockefeller Center, some similar issues. Not only that, we've seen video on social media this morning of MTA buses flooded with water, in particular those running through Brooklyn, because every time they open the doors to let people on or off the bus, the floodwaters that have been going through Brooklyn going onto the buses and passengers not even being able to put their feet down on the buses. So again, the MTA has put out on their social media and their website a comprehensive list of what exactly is happening, which lines are delayed, which lines are suspended. We had commuters speaking with us this morning here in Washington Heights, looking on the app and learning that their buses were delayed by 30, 40, 50 minutes. And these are people who simply can't work from home. They need to get around. And it's just been unbelievably challenging today, despite yesterday's city leaders, including the mayor and the head of the Department of Emergency Management, urging people to take mass transit in the middle of this storm. But mass transit certainly a challenge this morning for people needing to get around as well. That's the latest live from Washington Heights. I'm Jen Maxfield, News 4 New York.
Okay, Jen, thank you. Going to be big questions for people who did make it to work this morning, also wondering about the evening commute and if things will be worked out in time for people to get home okay.
This is already having major cancellations. We were talking about some of them, a smaller cancellation, an event at the Bronx Zoo. It's going to stay like this, Dave, throughout the day.
Yeah, I think we're going to see more heavy rain. We are going to certainly see significant adages to these rain totals so far. We're going to continue our coverage with you, by the way, and we'll be with you all afternoon as necessary. But these rain totals are remarkable. Now, we were talking about this yesterday, 5 to 8, that we could see 5 to 8 in some areas. That is coming to pass right now, as recorded in Central Park, where we have over 5 inches of rain. We saw video video just a little while ago of a tree down on 5th Avenue and 68th Street. The flooding issues and the weather-related problems are not limited to one borough or one neighborhood. This is citywide and tri-state-wide. We have, as you look, this continuous kind of funneling of the moisture in our direction. That's why we're seeing more that we can anticipate. Unfortunately, not moving much in either direction. So the areas being affected right now are most likely going to continue to as this works its way ever so slightly toward the north and east. We have flash flood warnings in effect. Earlier in the last half hour, we were telling you not to get caught up on expiration times. And that's because, as we've just seen in the last few minutes, these numbers and these times have now been expanded. For instance, for Kings County, Nassau County, and Queens through 12:45, now through 1:30 for Westchester and Fairfield County. But again, I anticipate we're going to be seeing flash flood warnings through the afternoon, quite possibly into the evening. And you can see for Fairfield and Westchester at least through 1:30 and possibly beyond that. If you take a look right now at Bedford, we're seeing rainfall rates at about 2 inches an hour, just about 1.5 inches an hour north of Ridgefield. And as we take a look at Mount Pleasant, just about 0.5 inch an hour. All of this continuing as we head through the latter portion of the afternoon. So if you've already seen your neighborhood impacted, most likely you're going to see more of that. This is our concern right now, where the heaviest rains are in the city, just to the east now somewhat, pushing in through sections of Queens and Nassau County, and we'll continue to watch. Estimated rainfall totals about 4.5 inches in some locations, 5 in Central Park where we've recorded flooding. And as we work our way up, you can see those numbers are still impressive, and we're not even at the noontime hour yet. I'm going to alert our weather producer, Eric Braid, in the control room that we're going to go to Violetta now to talk about what we can expect now as we go forward and what we need to do to stay safe with what's going to be occurring.
Thanks, Dave. I just want to point out 1 to 2 inches of rain in a short amount of time can cause flooding in and of itself. And not even considering the September we've had with more than 8 inches of rain, we are well above our monthly rainfall average for this time of year for the month. So again, just an inch or two of rain would have been enough, but we're talking about totals in just a roughly 12-hour window of 5 inches in a very densely populated area. So here's a look at our current flash flood warnings. Again, this is essentially telling you where the flash flooding is occurring right now. This includes parts of Connecticut, right down through Rockland and Westchester into Manhattan, down through Brooklyn, Queens, and out in through Nassau County as well. Of course, some of the most severe flooding we've been seeing has been right here, Brooklyn, Queens, and up through Manhattan. We've had this plume of moisture just sort of sitting in that area for the last couple of hours, allowing for repeated rounds of rainfall. So this will continue to be the main concern area for additional flooding as the afternoon wears on. Again, not saying we can't get any localized flooding further inland, but a little bit less likely the further west that you live through parts of New Jersey and up in the Hudson Valley. And you can see this, everything drifting from south to north, keeping things very, very wet and stormy here around the boroughs. You can see a little bit of a break, the slightest shift to the east is enough to give a break to, again, Hudson County, parts of Brooklyn, but this is far from over as we have rain trailing all the way down through the Jersey Shore. So an additional several inches of rain possible through the afternoon into tonight, tapering off slowly into early Saturday. You can see that main flooding area centered around the boroughs, around the immediate metro area through points east. Here's 1 o'clock this afternoon. Again, still looking at those scattered downpours. Here's 4 o'clock, still looking very wet out there. Finally, as we head into the late night, early morning hours tomorrow, you can see this sort of start to wind down a little bit. By 7 o'clock, not going to be dry yet, but you're seeing less yellow, less orange. That indicates a less intense rainfall that will slowly taper. And then finally, by Saturday afternoon, we'll get the dry weather to return. So again, keep this in mind. Flooded roads, very dangerous. Just 6 inches of rain can stall your car. 12 inches can sweep it away. So today, if you have a work from home option or can stay home, this is absolutely the time to utilize that and stay stay off the roads if at all possible. Guys, back to you.
So important to heed those warnings, Vi. Thank you.
Okay, an update just coming in. Not a surprise here, but the Mets game tonight at Citi Field postponed. They'll play a doubleheader now against the Phillies. But before we can even think about baseball, got to get through this heavy rain, the dangerous flooding, and News 4's Tracy Strahan is in Hoboken with a look there. Tracy.
Well, Adam and Gilma, it's a day of decisions. Am I going to drive through this rain? Am I going to stay in the house? Am I going to try to walk through it? That's exactly what we've been experiencing here all morning long. Now, again, we're coming to you from Garden Street and Newark Street here in town. In the distance, an arm is down, a traffic arm, telling people that they can't make that right. But still, they're wading through the waters here, hoping against hope that they'll make it to the other side. Let's show you video now because this has been the issue since those heavy rains really came into play here around 7 o'clock this morning. Now, I've been in touch with the office of the mayor's office, and the roads are still backed up. They're still flooded, and they say that's their main concern. Now, they also say there have been reports of people moving and maybe even driving around the barricades once they're put into place. Of course, not advisable because you just don't know what's underneath this floodwater. Go ahead and bring you back live here. Receding a very little bit, and you can hear the honking of the gridlock that's all throughout this town. Again, they're advising people not to travel unless you really have to. But again, no reports of any injuries right now. That's the good news of it, but we still have a long way to go. Guys, back to you.
We sure do, Tracy. Thank you. If there is any silver lining in this, it is that it is a Friday, and hopefully more people have the option to work from home today. Heed those warnings, stay off the roads, avoid mass transit even if possible. Normally, that's your best today.
You're right about that. And the MTA warned us all yesterday that this was likely to happen. And Jano Lieber, their chairman, did say they did see lower ridership this morning. But a lot of people now wondering about that evening commute. So we're going to keep you posted about those service disruptions as you try to figure out a way to make your way home on this dangerous, heavy, rainy day across the tri-state.
Meantime, our Gabi Acevedo is in Woodhaven, Queens, where a tree fell on a business there. A lot of impact to that area. Gabi.
And behind me, you can see, Gilma, the aftermath of this emergency here in Woodhaven, where a roof collapsed inside a Herbalife store. The Department of Buildings was just here. They placed a vacant order for this one-story commercial building. The roof coming down at a Herbalife store located on 90th Street near Jamaica Avenue. No people, no one was injured, but the roof did collapse, destroying the contents inside the store and bringing down the canopy with some signs that serve as a label with the name of the place. The owner of the store is a woman who tells News 4 that around 6 a.m. the roof started shaking, and just after 8, parts of the structure began to fall. Neighbors that live on the building next to this one say they jumped out of their beds, startled by what sounded like thunder, and it was the sound of the roof crashing down. At one point, we saw crews working on shutting off the gas source to the building while inspectors made sure that the overall structure was stable. The owner of the store, Mariana Abreu, who was visibly shaking, spoke to us in her native Spanish.
Me salvé de puro milagro. Yo escuché un trueno muy fuerte, me fijé para el techo venía cayéndose.
You can hear the words from that woman speaking in Spanish. I'll translate. She's saying it was a miracle that she was able to get out. She was nervous as she started to hear rumbling sounds. She was the only one inside the store preparing the products. This is a Herbalife smoothie store. She says there were no customers inside, but that the building came down just seconds after she was able to leave and exit the building. Also important to note that the Department of Buildings inspector on site has told us that they have been receiving several calls of similar situations where the weight of the water has been coming in top of roofs and collapsing. So they're going around checking that everything is safe. But so far, this is the main emergency they have responded to. And that woman that you heard, Mariana Abreu, she was taken away in an ambulance, shaken. They took her vital signs. She was very much crying and lamenting the loss of her property. But again, no one was injured. She says this was a miracle. Reporting live from Woodhaven, Gabi Acevedo today in New York, in New York.
So grateful she survived that scare. Gabi Acevedo there live for us in Queens. We've seen similar situations with flooding like that across Queens and Brooklyn, where there was just an astonishing amount of rain in a very short period of time.
Yeah, a state of emergency throughout the city. We move now to News 4's Paisy Chang in Cedarhurst, Long Island, with a look at street flooding there. Paisy?
Yeah, you know, relentless. That is the way everyone has been describing this rain. Right now, it's not even that heavy. It's been heavier at times. And as a result, Peninsula Boulevard has been flooded in many different intersections. Look at this, these cars. Oh, man. We've seen a lot of cars, you know, trying to brave the puddle. They're trying to get through this flooded street. Some of them have been lucky, even the ones that are pretty low to the ground. And then we've also seen a lot of people, you know, thinking better of it and doing a U-turn before they get to the heavier parts. The rain has been nonstop in Nassau County, and it has caused a lot of problems because so much rain has fallen. The ground is already saturated, and the rain just really has nowhere else to go. Now, if you're in a big truck like this, you're lucky. You're going to be okay. Oh, I'm going to step out here. Yep. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. A lot of people just driving through this flooded street, even though it's really not advisable. Now, Peninsula Boulevard, though, is a thoroughfare here in Cedarhurst, and so I kind of don't blame them. You know, a lot of the side streets are also flooded as well. But this is what we've been seeing for most of the morning, and we do know there was a car that had to be rescued. A driver had to be rescued from a flooded-out car in a different part of Cedarhurst earlier today. So this is something we're going to be monitoring and keeping an eye on. Live from Cedarhurst, Paisy Cheng, News 4 New York.
Okay, Paisy, some of the hazards of the job there. Stay safe. Thank you.
Okay, we're about to hear from Mayor Adams at a news conference right now about this emergency situation as the heavy rainfall that has really been going on all morning is just getting started. A lot more to come. Here is a news conference at the city right now.
The entire team and New Yorkers for understanding how this rain condition that we are experiencing is something that we cannot take lightly, and we have not taken lightly. This morning I was out visiting East New York, Flatbush, Canarsie, and Sheepshead Bay to get a first-hand look at the impact of the rainfall and what it is doing to moving around the city. I spoke with Governor Hochul, who's here with us today. I want to thank you, Governor, for once again responding immediately and seeking out whatever help we need as a city, and I really appreciate communicating with you this morning. I am issuing a state of an emergency for New York City based on the weather conditions, and I want to say to all New Yorkers, this is time for heightened alertness and extreme caution. If you are home, stay home. If you are at work or school, shelter in place for now. Some of our subways are flooded, and it's extremely difficult to move around the city. Many of our area airports are experiencing delays, and if you are out and encounter a flooded area, be it on a roadway or a subway station, do not enter. Take necessary precaution. This is a dangerous weather condition, and it is not over. And I don't want those gaps in heavy rain to give the appearance that it is over. It is not. We could possibly see 8 inches of rain before the day is over. Our city has already taken action to protect all New Yorkers, including rescuing those in need of help. There was an issue on the Belt Parkway by the Ocean Parkway exit. Those are the types of roadway conditions we're asking New Yorkers to avoid. Every single one of our agencies has an emergency plan, and we are executing those plans. We're ready, and you should be to be prepared for this moment. Commissioner Isco from New York City Emergency Management will provide more detailed updates to us on the situation throughout the city. This is a time for caution, but it's also a time for community. Check on neighbors, do whatever is possible to unclog drain areas to allow the water to flow freely. You would be surprised how if we remove leaves and other trash from those areas, it will really assist in getting water off our streets. Check on your friends, your relatives, and especially those who are most vulnerable, such as the elderly and individuals with health conditions. If the conditions are safe, take time, as I indicated, to clean out the debris from your drains, particularly in between the heavy rainfall. And for the most accurate and timely updates, sign up for Notify NYC. This is a moment to remind everyone of how important Notify NYC is. Those alerts go a long way to keep you ahead of what is happening. You could dial 311 or visit nyc.gov/notify to subscribe. That's nyc.gov/notify to subscribe. And you can also call 311. Being informed is the first step toward ensuring the well-being of you and your family and your fellow New Yorkers. And again, I want to thank the entire team for their quick response and understanding that this is an extreme emergency extreme emergency condition that we must be prepared for. I want to turn it over to Governor Hochul. Governor, again, thanks so much. It was good talking to you this morning and your quick response to what is happening in our city area. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Mayor. And once again, I commend your leadership and the coordination between your team and our team at the state level. It is seamless. And the bottom line is we're here to help New Yorkers get through what is a life-threatening rainfall event. And I agree with you that people should be able to stay home if possible. But I know right now there's a lot of anxious parents wondering if they're going to be able to get their children home from schools. And I'm working very close with Jan Lieber, who'll give updates from the MTA. But our priority, once the immediate immediate aftermath of this first wave of the storm, and again, it could come back again. It could reemerge later again this afternoon. But we want to make sure we get the subways, the trains, our communication system, our transportation system up working, because there's children who use the subways to get home from school. People need to be able to know if they can get home from work. And so that is priority number one, to make sure that our subways and our rail systems are safe. There have been significant disruptions, without a doubt, particularly heading north. I just spoke to the county executive, George Latimer of Westchester County. The epicenter has shifted from the city regions, very much so, from Brooklyn and Queens and Manhattan, where I spoke to the borough presidents to offer our assistance in the Bronx, but is now heading north into the Hudson Valley. So we're also coordinating with those localities as well as Nassau County. I will say this: if people decide to venture out in a vehicle, they do so at their own peril, because even 6 inches of rain, 1 foot of rain, it may look pretty innocuous, it's safe, but that is a condition where your vehicle can be swept away, and we lose more lives of people during flooding events, of which we've had many, especially this summer in the city, in the Hudson Valley in particular. The reason people lose their lives in a flooding event, more often than not, is they're swept away in their vehicles. So this is a choice people make. We encourage them not to decide to do that. Please stay home, be safe. We are deploying more buses. We have more bus operators to be able to create options if we don't get the subways back on schedule. The airports, right now, Terminal A at LaGuardia is closed because of flooding at a fuel field right now. We brought in more resources from JFK to assist with that as well. The flights are going in and out of the airports, but they are delayed, and so people should check on the websites for that as well. Also, we're trying to be as helpful as we can in the city. Mayor, you've been fantastic. We've deployed National Guard. We've deployed more pumps from our surplus to help you assist. And everyone remembers what happened. I was literally governor 1 week when Hurricane Ida hit, and we walked those streets of Queens and many parts of the city, and people literally drowned in their basement homes. And so people also need to not get in vehicles, but leave your home if you're starting to see water accumulate. Don't wait until it's up to your knees or higher. By then, it could be a barrier to getting able to have access safely out the door, as we saw before. And so people really need to be taking this extremely seriously. The state is there to help, and we'll get through this together, as we always do. So thank you, Mayor, for your coordination, your outreach, and look forward to continuing to work as we get through this event, united as one.
Thank you very much, Governor Hochul. Thank you, Mayor Adams, for the update. Next, we'll get a full update from New York City Emergency Management Commissioner Zach Iscol.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Governor Hochul. First and foremost, I also want to express my heartfelt gratitude
to the emergency managers, to our first responders, our agency partners who've all been working tirelessly overnight and over the past day, preparing the city and doing all they can to keep New Yorkers safe. They really are the backbone of the city. Our Emergency Operations Center has been active in an operation to effectively coordinate our multi-agency response to this ongoing weather crisis. We have teams right now that are specifically focused on highway flooding, basement flooding, and the impacts to the MTA. We're monitoring continuously a number of high-risk areas in order to deploy teams from different agencies to take immediate action as needed. Through the day yesterday and today, we've also been issuing really important safety messages and updates to the public. It's crucial for everyone to stay tuned to the latest information. As the mayor said, that's the first line of defense. We're also very fortunate the National Weather Service is on site at our command center here at New York City Emergency Management. They've been invaluable in providing real-time updates, allowing us to make sure that information is getting out to our agency partners and the public with the most accurate forecasts and weather information as quickly as possible. As I said, we're also in a very active response mode right now. We're confronting the severe weather conditions that are affecting our city as we speak. A National Weather Service flood watch is in effect. And let me be clear, we're taking this extremely, extremely seriously. Consultations with the National Weather Service began as early as Wednesday. They remain ongoing, and we will continue to monitor this situation as it evolves. This proactive approach is part of our flash flood plan, which is our comprehensive strategy that we've been honing over the years to make sure that we're able to respond effectively to situations just like this one. I think it's worth mentioning that according to data from Central Park, today is the wettest day we've had since Ida swept through the city a few years ago. The governor was just talking about that event a week into her tenure. That's not a statistic to take lightly. It highlights just how crucial it is for all of us to pay close attention to the weather advisories and to always take the necessary precautions. Particularly in Brooklyn today and in parts of Queens, we've seen significant flooding. We expect another 2 to 4 inches of rain likely throughout this afternoon. If you live in these boroughs or in a basement apartment or flood-prone area, please make sure you have plans and are prepared to move to higher ground. Your safety is our foremost concern. We have multiple contingency plans in place, but ultimately, you are your first line of defense for yourself and your loved ones, and that means acting on the information that we're able to provide through things like Notify NYC that the mayor mentioned. Also, I urge everyone to exercise extreme caution, avoid flooded roadways. If you are driving, and I do not encourage you to be driving, as the governor said, even 6 inches of water can be very, very dangerous. Please take extreme caution, particularly during high tides today throughout the city. We're also in constant communication with our law enforcement partners, other agencies, and community organization. We're all working in lockstep to ensure your safety. To that end, I do encourage everyone to sign up for Notify NYC. As the mayor said, you can sign up by going to nyc.gov/notify. You can sign up by calling 311 or by downloading the app in both the Google and the Apple app stores. It's available in 14 languages, including American Sign Language. And then as we start to shift into the recovery phase of this operation, after the rain ends this evening and early tomorrow, if you have damage, you can now report damage to your home or your business as part of the city's damage reporting portal. This is really easy to do. You can do report damage by calling 311 or by visiting reportdamage.nyc.gov. So New Yorkers, we have a great history of coming together when it counts. We're going to do it again today. Make sure to check in on your neighbors, your loved ones, especially the most vulnerable. Please pay close attention to those alerts and advisories. They are designed to keep you safe. Thank you so much and stay safe.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Iskall. Next, we'll hear from New York City Department of Environmental Protection, Commissioner Rit Agrawal. Commissioner.
Good morning. Just to build on Commissioner Iskall's points about the intensity of the rainfall, one of the things I think New Yorkers should bear in mind is that When we see flooding, we see it primarily due to the intensity of the rainfall in a certain period of time rather than the full duration. And as I think many New Yorkers observed, this rainfall started last night. DEP started preparing for it yesterday around midday. Starting around 2 p.m., we were encouraging people to deploy the flood barriers that DEP has been distributing to the most vulnerable New Yorkers. And we prepared by having lots of crews on hand for today, which we knew would be busy. The storm picked up significantly soon after 7 a.m. And I think New Yorkers should be aware that between 8 and 9 a.m., the Brooklyn Navy Yard received 2.58 inches of rain in 1 hour. And I think many of you know, in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida, we were all educated about the fact that our sewer system was designed for 1.75 inches per hour. And so it's no surprise, unfortunately, as a result, that part of Brooklyn and a couple of other particularly parts of Brooklyn have borne the brunt of this. The good news is we have a partially completed flood net system where we are able to monitor flooding on the roads in a couple of places that is en route to be completed over the next 2 to 3 years. But right now, what we have seen is that as the rain began to subside after 9 o'clock, many of those flooding areas have begun to recede. Overall, as we know, this changing weather pattern is the result of climate change. And the sad reality is our climate is changing faster than our infrastructure can respond. We have been working at the mayor's direction for well over a year on a significant medium-term approach to increasing green infrastructure and expanding the sewer system. But changing infrastructure takes time. It's one of the reasons for more than a year we've been doing things like distributing flood barriers and helping people understand how they can protect their own homes and properties, and working with emergency management under Commissioner Iskel's leadership to recognize that the weather can kill you and that we have to respond appropriately. I appreciate very much our collaboration, not only with my city colleagues, but also, of course, with the governor and her team. And we are in close touch with our state colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next, we'll hear from MTA CEO Jano Lieber before we open it up to Q&A. CEO?
Thank you. Listen, this is a tough travel day. There are significant portions of the subway system that are shut down. We are starting the process of reactivating certain lines, but when water covers the electrified third rail, we have to do inspections so that will be unfolding slowly. We do have a full bus system operation today. There are about 3,500 buses out there, and that's especially important, as the governor says, to get kids home from school. So if you must travel, and heed the warnings of the governor and the mayor and others, that it's not a day to travel if you don't have to. But if you do, buses are available. We have full Long Island Railroad service, but Metro North at this time has really been shut down. All 3 trunk lines of Metro North, New Haven, Harlem, and Hudson lines are shut down at this time because of water in the South Bronx. And we are developing a service plan, hoping that we can reactivate those operations. We're developing a limited service plan for this afternoon with the hope and expectation we'll be able to get everybody home. The good news is that New Yorkers heeded Governor Hochul's warnings and the MTA's warnings and the city's warnings from yesterday. And it is a Friday. It's a lighter than normal commute. It's always a light day on Friday, and New Yorkers listened. One of the reasons that they listened is that we have really a strong text alert system, and I urge everybody who doesn't have it to sign up for mta.info/notify. In the meantime, if you have to travel, if you are still out there, please consult the MTA apps. My MTA, the Train Time app, and the MTA website, mta.info. We have full up-to-date information. As I said, about half of the subway system is either fully suspended or partially suspended, but we are starting the process of trying to get some of those lines back. The other positive news I would emphasize is that since Hurricane Ida 2 years ago, Governor Hochul instructed us to work with the city to try to make some of the stations more resilient so we wouldn't have those impacts on customers that you saw a couple of years ago. That collaboration has produced results, and to date, there haven't been any of those crazy washouts inside the stations, though, as I said, service has been affected. Please stay close to those MTA apps for real-time information, MyMTA, the Train Time app, and www.mta.info. Thank you.
Thank you, CEO Lieber. And so with that, we'll open it up to some on-topic questions.
Okay, just a reminder, if you have a question, to use the hand raise function on your screen. We'll start with Ethan Stark-Miller from AM New York. Ethan, you can now unmute your line.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, so question for Mr. Mayor. I mean, there are asylum seekers in shelters that are tent-like facilities at Creedmoor on Randall's Island. Are they safe in those facilities with these conditions? And is the city taking any steps to move them elsewhere?
We have no reported conditions in those areas on Randall's and at the Creedmoor location. And of course, if there are any conditions that are dangerous, we're going to make sure that people receive the proper care and make the proper movement.
Mayor, I just got an update on Randall specifically. We've seen very minimal leaking at Randall's Island, and any problems that will be very quickly addressed. So we have no issues really at Randall's Island at this point.
Great. Next, we'll go to Katie Honan from the city. Katie, you can now unmute your line.
Two questions briefly. Chancellor Banks, there have been reports of schools flooding. I saw someone tweet that the cafeteria was flooded, students can't eat. My question for you, and I guess the question for the mayor is, New York City has been flooded for hours now. We're finally now hearing from the city. A press release, I think for a lot of people doesn't count. Why did you not take more precautions when it came to schools? Students don't know how they're going to get home if the subways don't return service. And secondly, I don't know if there's any disruption with bus services. And so I guess the question is for the chancellor, can you give an update on schools and which ones are flooded? And for the mayor, why did you not speak to New Yorkers sooner about what is a very, very serious flooding situation that we knew about for at least 24 hours?
Katie, the chancellor is going to go into the school situation and what we have right now. But we have, number one, notified NYC and using the various social media channels. And Commissioner Isco has been speaking about this from afternoon yesterday. So all the necessary precautions were taken. We have gone through these flood-related and heavy rain conditions before, and we followed the right protocol. And really take my hat off to Commissioner Isco and the entire team as they put in place a situation of communication using the virtual methods and monitoring the situation, really doing what needed to be done and making the right notifications and informations and constantly keeping New Yorkers up to date. Chancellor, can you go into the school situation? Where are we at this time?
Sure, Mayor. First of all, it's just important to note that all of our schools, every single one of our schools are open. We're actively monitoring the situation across all of our buildings. We have safety plans in place, and that's important to note. And we have folks in our schools who are trained annually to prepare for days just like this. Our building response teams, they fully activated, and our protocol is to, in fact, shelter in place. Now, we do have a portion of our schools, approximately 150 out of the more than 1,400 schools that we have, that have, in fact, taken on some water, has presented some challenge, but nothing has impacted the ability for us to safely educate our students in any of those schools. Our schools have safety plans in place, and they are moving forward, and they're keeping us abreast. This stuff is happening in real time. There's one school is actually evacuating currently due to a smoking boiler, and that is PS 132 in Brooklyn. And it looks like there may have been some water that got into a boiler. So we're evacuating that school to IS 78, which is located 3 blocks away. That's the only school that we've had to date at this time have to actually evacuate. Our facilities and the School Construction Authority are working together to quickly repair any damage. Even now, we've got folks out in many of these buildings in real time. Now, also, I want to note that we received multiple media inquiries about the David Booty School, which is IS 228 in Brooklyn. And the message that the principal of that school sent was premature in telling parents to come up to get their kids, which was precisely the wrong thing to do. The conditions are worse outside of the schools. And so we'll be addressing that. But as the rain lightens up, we're continuing to monitor the situation. And what's also important is that our buses are pre-positioned for dismissal. We've been in touch with all of our vendors, and their pre-position means that they are staging early in order to have enough time to get our kids home. These are high axle vehicles, and they'll be able to navigate any water in the roadways. So in closing, I would simply say our schools are open. We feel good. We're fully prepared. We're ready to go. We have taken on some water, but nothing that has created an infrastructure problem where our kids are not safe. Our kids are safe, and we're continuing to monitor the situation.